Hi! So, a bit of a different video today. I'm going to show you my notebooks that I dedicate to a certain writing project. So, as you might know, or not, I don't know, I am trying to ramp up my original writing so that hopefully in, I don't know, a couple of years, or we'll see, I might have a novel. The goal is to get it finished and not so much to get it published maybe, although that would be cool, but I need to work on my craft first is my thought. I have a couple of notebooks helping me out when I started to ramp this up or go a bit full out on it. One of them is my main notebook for skills, I guess, or teaching myself stuff. So basically I have for example, ideas on naming, other ideas that I just get on the by, but then also information on editing, publishing, plotting, characters. Then I have some notes on tech or other stuff like that I don't know, it's just for example, information on medieval castles or, on, I think I have one on sword fighting. Then, I don't know, I think I have stages of grief, alcohol, stuff like that. And then I have world building, writing craft, and I also have a note for bigotry and how to avoid it. I have quite a few pages left here at the end, and you can see the dotting is really small. So it's there's a lot of information you can pack on these pages, although not if you write the big though. But okay, anyway. Yeah, so this is my notebook on everything writing. And then I have, of course, as one does, about 20 different ideas of what I would like to write. For example, I have one project called Project Dichotomy. I have one called Project Modern Alice, one called Frozen Heart, which is the one we're going to be talking about today. Then I have room spirits, nature dragons, a bunch of different projects, purple sticks. It's just urban badass. These are code names, obviously. It's not titles, it's code names. Yeah, okay, but Frozen Heart is the one that I actually finished the whole signet. So this notebook here is divided into signets like this. And the idea was that I wouldn't start a new notebook for each project because there's so many, and then I would just be buying notebooks. Not that I'm not buying notebooks as it is, but still. The idea was to only buy a notebook and dedicate it for a project if I finished all the signets. You'll also notice that I do decorate my pages. It's just to keep interest. I've noticed with myself that it's easier for me to return to a notebook if I think it's pretty. So hey, I'm going to do a flip here just so you can see what just a quick, I guess, this of the different pages and brainstorming sessions and some plotting things that I have done for this project already, and why I feel it's ready to move into a new notebook. And don't this is all draft one writing. I might go over and blur some of it, but it's not anything that I'm especially proud of, Okay, but here we have then the new notebook. And basically, I do write my email address at the first page so that if it gets lost, it's supposed to be able to find its way home. I did put a bit of work into decorating it. So here's a frame. I drew that myself. It's not perfect, but it's something. I do write also when it's the notebook is born, so to say, and then I'm going to write when it's died, or then we have an index. I find these really useful, actually. I didn't used to like them, but now I'm addicted. So I also had to go through, because this notebook doesn't have page numbers, so I had to go through and write a page number. I only wrote it on one side, but I mean that's all I need anyway, because I just need to know what page to open up, right? Anyway, next up I have a scene catcher. So this is if there's an idea for a scene coming up and I just want to jot down somewhere. So I have some decoration there, and I did a bunch of like these snowflakes. Oh, I didn't tell you. So Project Frozen Heart is romantasy. I have a couple of over-ambitious projects that are like really, I need to, multiple points of view, you know, bands of characters getting like, you know, found family tropes and stuff like that, solving mysteries. And I love those books. Those are the books I actually want to read and write. But they are really hard also. I noticed that because I came like 1/4 of the way into one of them, and it's just really hard. So instead then I have now finished, or I'm in the process of finishing a novella with like one point of view character and a really simple story arc. And then this would be the next level up, which is going from a novella into an actual novel. So that's like a bit longer, but also having to keep track of more than just, I think I have like 2 characters to keep track of in the novella, and in this one I'm going to have at least 3. But then a bunch of more characters because we're like in the setting, there's a bunch of people moving about as well. Project Frozen Heart, it's like it's a medieval setting. It's, you know, very, very your typical European fantasy stuff. I'm keeping it simple. I'm keeping it safe. I'm keeping it, you know, easy to write. Hopefully, it's not going to be easy to write, but you know what it's not ambitious and over the top. It's following the beats, hopefully with a twist. But okay, anyway. And it's set in a frozen kingdom, so it's going to have a bunch of snowflakes. That's what I wanted to say. Spending hours trying to come to why I'm using snowflakes. Okay. Scene catcher. Then we have an idea catcher. So this is the other stuff, not scene related, maybe world building related, maybe character related, maybe, and these not all of them get used. It's just that I need to jot them down in the moment so I don't forget them. This crow here is from Pixie Cold, an artist I like. And then I have a single sentence summary. This I already have in the old notebook. I need to transfer it here. And then it's going to be interesting to track like the updates to it. Cause I might also like add the pitch here. So this is like more of a log line, but yeah, we'll see. And then we have like the magic, how that works, the rules and so on. I have, again, some of it, or a lot of it is already written down, but I need to like clean it up and like put whatever notes I want here. So they are hopefully easy to reference, we'll see. Some notes on medieval castles. Then we have my main character. Yeah. And then we have scenes. So this is going to be like where I check off what I have drafted. So I draft by hand and then I type it up, and that's basically what the rest of this notebook is supposed to be for, is for drafting by hand. So here hopefully there's going to be a lot of text, but I'm just going to show you the decorations because I kind of had a bit of fun with that. This is a bunch of washi tape, some snowflakes I cut out, some like pattern paper, a bunch of magazines, some stickers as well. Yeah. It's just to keep my interest, as I said, and also it's pretty to look at. And you know, it is what it is, okay? I know I'm silly, but hey. I have finished one notebook like this for my novella. Oh, it's not finished. I have a couple of pages left. And I've also filmed like a bunch of flip throughs of that. But it's quite bothersome because I need to like go and edit the draft, I feel like, because it's so badly written. It's just, you know, it's at the stage of draft 0, the words aren't pretty, and I'm not sure I want the internet to read what I'm writing there. Not that I'm sure people even would be able to write it due to my like penmanship being quite poor. But yeah, And also, of course, there would be spoilers. So I would need to go through and blur a lot of the pages, and that's a lot of editing work. I might do it anyway. Let me know if you would like to see how it looks like when there's text on all these pages. Yeah, I like this one. It's pretty. I usually sit on the bus when I write. Oh, that was Sergey. Prosit. He sneezed. I like to sit on the bus when I draft by hand. And then, of course, type it up in the evenings. And it's... I get a few odd glances, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Here at the end, I also have a timeline page. So this is kind of fun to return back to. I did this for my novella as well, so that's fun to have. Basically, here's 2025, and I wrote down that in January it was outlined. And then when I come to a point in the process, I'm going to put it in. For my... let's see, where do I have that? Here. So here is the one for my novella. You can see it's quite used. I think I'm on... yeah, somewhere here. That's how much I have left. And I have a timeline as well. Here. So you can see that it was conceptualized in December 2023. And then I worked on it most of 2024 and had a long break here. And now I'm working on it again. So that's a bit... I think it's going to be fun to have. After it's finished, it's going to be fun to be able to look back and be like, ooh. So yeah. And that's what this is supposed to be as well. I'm going to color in which month I worked on it as well. And I also wrote down that the idea is actually from December 23. Here somewhere I had I had a pause in my other project, the one that was too big and too sprawling with the found family. So I sent it in for feedback somewhere here at the end of November, and then I was basically waiting for feedback, which meant that of course I got 20 new ideas. And here we are, trying to work through those now. It took about 1 day to decorate all the pages, by the way. It's not that's necessary work or, But I listened to an audiobook at the same time or some podcast and, just had fun. So it's not time that I feel is wasted. But it is not 100% productive time, maybe. It's hobby time. So yeah. So that's kind of it. I love these notebooks by Paper Blanks. I don't like that the spacing between the lines is quite big, but I'm just going to write. I mean, this one has the same problem, but I'm just going to write like this, ignoring them more or less, writing, just using them as a guideline and not as actual lines. I think that's kind of fun. So it's about 2 days later now. Yeah, I've written in some new ideas here. Of course, I got an idea for sequels. I'm going to ignore this for now and just focus on writing the first one. Or right now I'm in the outlining stage anyway. But yeah, I wrote in both the single, the pitch, the blurb, and the mini synopsis, so to say. And I'm going to have to blur this due to spoilers. Yeah, so that's fun. More or less, as I said, it was more or less a transfer from the other notebook. Cat hairs all over the place. On the magic, I transcribed my 2 prophecies. I've written prophecies for this book. It's so fun. It's so hard. It was so hard. I think I spent a whole day on writing 2 poems, I guess, but that are supposed to be prophecies. Then I filled in a bit about the magic. I changed the title here from I think it was medieval castle to world building, and yeah, I think that's... Oh yeah, and also like things I also use my notebooks for. It's like when I have a question about something. So if a question pops up, I'll write it down and try to answer it, sort of, and I like work through plot holes in that way. Yeah, that's where I'm at the moment, and I'll see if I keep you updated, and hope to see you in the next one.